Hello, people. Just a little talk about my favorite movies. Uh, my favorite movies all the time's got to be Friday the 13th. Uh, Michael Myers, that's my alter ego. My alter ego. Yes, yes, big up the watches. Big up the watch. Like I said, my alter ego's Michael Myers. I think he's just a misunderstood man, person, God, whatever he is, Jason Voorhees. Um, because if you think about the first Friday the 13th, his mum was a psychopath. She was doing the killing. Now, and originally in the story, Michael Myers got drowned by the camp of Crystal Lake, the students at the camp. Now, that would mess you up. I'd start getting murdered. Technically, he was murdered himself. Then his mum tried to revenge him, got murdered. Now, there was some weird, like the Jason, the outer space one. I didn't really like that. That wasn't my cup of tea. No, I didn't like that. Um. Anyway, how do you put this video on? How do you put this video on? Um, yes, though Jason's misunderstood. Like it's the anti-hero of the film. I know he kills people, but that's what happened to him and his mum. Now, like the same with Freddy Krueger. Another. Now he was supposed to be a kiddie killer. Yes, he was. If that's the case, then he got what he deserved. But they had no proof. They had no solid evidence. They just killed him. What else? Dracula. If you go by what the Dracula 2000 with Gerard Butler in, Dracula was, I was talking about before, the apostle, Judas Iscariot, Judas. Now, Dracula, like Gary Oldman's Dracula, Count Dracula, he's fought for to protect his people. They told his wife that he's died. Then she committed suicide by throwing herself off his castle, and the church said she's gonna have a Christian burial. Also we got zombies. Um, got zombies like The Walking Dead, Fear of the Walking Dead. Um, I wouldn't say the 28 Days Later is a zombie film. I would maybe. if you think it is, argue your case about it. And then you've got Aliens, Road to the Alien, which is Sigourney Weaver in. What's film? Both, all of them. Well, the third was, I don't know about the third one. Even the second one. If you ever saw a film called Cabin in the Woods, they had every known film monster in it. One of the best things going where the antagonist was locked in the control room, nowhere else to escape, no escape, nowhere else to go. You pressed the red button and all the lift, all the monsters came up. It was a bloodbath. Secondly, what else? This monster, there's Jaws, there's piranhas. There's to be a film called Cujo. It's about a Cujo, about a Great Bernard dog. Uh, Vampires and werewolves. You got to look at the underworld sequence of films. Um, do I think the underworld sequence of films have got to be one of the best series of horror films going? Kate Beckinsale looks hot in that leather outfit she wears in Selena in the first one. Second, I'm not having people up. I'm just having a chat. Saint Bernard, yeah, he was a Saint Bernard. But I guess I'm just talking about horror films. My favourite of horror films. Put your horror film in the chat. Anyway, yeah, there's Rabbit. There's a film called Rabbit as well, where a woman got she was in a motorbike accident. Went to a special clinic. I'm not having anybody up. I'm just talking to myself by myself. It's just a little rant. Anyway, what else? Look at the. You've got me. Fucking hell. I would say the most important horror film has got to be. It's got to be the Amityville Horror. Now, there's there's a couple of sequels. There's a couple of remakes. The couple of remakes. You know, was it based on a true story? The second one was supposed to be a blag. Um, the Ryan Reynolds was in one of them, if I'm not mistaken. Exorcist is, that's got to be up there. That's got to be one of the major plays in the horror genre. That opens the door to a lot of people, a lot of films, indie films. Jack the Ripper. Quite a few TV series with used to be one with Michael Caine about him. He played Aveline, and it was the fella from what was his name? The Ring's quite good. The original Ring, not the American remake. There's a lot of horror, Chinese horror, Japanese horrors that are far superior than the American counterparts. Um, there's used to be I don't know if it's a class as the horror, but it was the Scum. Don't class as horror. What else? What else can we? 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 What else can we Now it's come. Big Trouble in Little China with Kirk Russell. I reckon I should get an up remake or a sequel to that. Like he was in The Thing as well. Now, was he the alien or was it the other fella the alien at the end? Who knows? This the Florida The Thing. It was like 1950s horror film remake. There's a lot of remakes, but sometimes the remakes are better than the original. But sometimes it's sent out like I believe the top five's got to be The Exorcist, The Amityville Horror, um, all the Christopher Lee horrors with Dracula, Peter Cushing, um, like Peter Cushing, the Apocalypse Now. I would call that a horror film. Yeah, just depends how you perceive the horror film is. Uh, there used to be a film. It was the American and from. It was a series called Nick Knight. He's a cop, but he was a vampire. That was not bad. It was a one-off film, but it was a series as well. Uh, the Fog, the remake, not so bad, but the original Fog was bang on. Um, the original Fog, yeah. Lost Boys, now, yeah, Lost Boys. But like I said, this part two, there was a part two, and I thought, no, it's just. Uh, I said George when I first started. The Warriors, yeah, the Warriors wasn't a horror film. That was the Warriors was, wasn't a horror film. I wouldn't put. I watched that a couple of weeks ago on with some of these. What was the? I watched that about 2.5 weeks ago. One's where we Warriors with that's a cage fighting. That's cage fighting. Um, Poltergeist, Poltergeist, all the Poltergeist films and the series as well. Spot on. Halloween, Friday the 13th. The best plot twist I've ever saw in a horror film was Dracula 2000 with Gerard Butler in. He played Dracula, but their slant on the myth was Dracula was Judas. Once where he was Warriors, that it was kickboxing, it was cage boxing with Tom Hardy and the fella from The Gift played brothers, and he was a Marine, and he AWOL, went AWOL and fought. In the end of the film, he fought his brother. Correct. I I would say the remake's better than the original in the June. I reckon the remake is 10 times better. That's one of the Bela Lugosi, Beetlejuice, yeah, Beetlejuice. We just got a sequel last year, didn't we? The year before with Alderman there. What else? There's Killer Tomatoes from Outer Space. Yes, you're right. Yeah, yeah. But Warriors, this a film with Tom Hardy and the fella from The Gift in it. The Blob. The original Blob was with Steve McQueen. Steve McQueen was in it. Original Blob. Killer Clown from Outer Space. There was loads in the 80s. There was loads in the 80s. Ghost Rider with Nicolas Cage. You know, somebody, any actor, that's perfect for Nicolas Cage because he's a weird man. Anyway, what else? He was Dracula, played Dracula as well in Renfield. Nicholas Hoult played Renfield, he played Dracula. What else? Um, the Critters. Oh, fuck, let's roll. Um, Blade Runner, and the follow Blade Runner. What's the 2048 or something? Is the new one in it? Godzilla with Matthew Broderick. Um, 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 there's a lot of films I've watched. I watch quite a lot films. I like. There's Ghost Stories. There's a film called Ghost Stories with fella from Sherlock in it. Can tell you Sherlock, the series with what's the name? Martin Freeman, Golden Child with Eddie Murphy. You know, good shout. So we're talking about any films now. Golden Child. Who else? Beverly Hills Cop. Beverly Hills Cop. Mars Attack. Good. You know, Mission to Mars. Ghost of Mars with Ice Cube in it. Um, Demolition Man with Wesley Snipes and Schwarzenegger, not Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone. 13 Ghost, the fella from Moncton, that. Good shout. Um, fella from also from Scooby Doo, the movie. Can't that they're bringing in part two out with Keanu Reeves in it. The original one, that's boss with Mrs. James Bond. According to that, the the Mummy and the Mummy Returns. I didn't like. Well, I watched the Tom Cruise Mummy as well. That didn't really, you know, Tom Tom Cruise like really like action films like but I didn't have take it as it was for horror film. Lucifer. Um, Constantine's one of the best. I would say, yeah, he's got weird, there's something about it that you doesn't need to watch. There's what else? There's Star Wars, Star Trek, the motion picture, Star Wars, up to the remakes. Um, what else? What else? I saw Ghost with what's his name from Dirty Dancing, Patrick Swayze. Have you ever saw Pay the Ghost? Pay the Ghost, Ghost in the Machine with Scarlett Johansson in. Say, what else? There's Now You See Me. Uh, there's a couple of films I enjoy watching. There's like a Wolf of Wall Street. Um, Guy Pearce film about cannibalism. What's that called? Apocalypse Now with the Mel Gibson film. Mel Gibson film. Cry Freedom. What else? He done that one about Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, super. Life Force. Vampires from Outer Space. Good film. Uh, well, I went to the cafe in London, and there's a car exactly like his car in the movie. Well, Beyond the Thunderdome. Tom Hardy. Yeah, that was it. I didn't really like that one. It's just the one with the thing in as well. Pre-sequel was it with Chris Haywood. When I was all the police academies that you know, uh, Jumping Jack Flash with Sigourney. What's the name? The black, the what's the name? What's the name? Jumping Jack Flash. Whoopi Goldberg in The Mist. That's a good film as well. Uh, and the ending, the twist at the end was spot on. Reservoir Dogs, and Pulp Fiction, Day for Eight, Kill Bill 1, 2. Uh, Kill Bill 1, 2. Uh, District 9, the aliens, yeah. Nicolas Cage and Amber Heard in Drive Nasty, is it? He escapes from hell with the God Killer, a gun. Only God will forgive you with the. It's another good film. Dead Man's Shoes with the, yeah, that, that had a bit of a weird twist. His brother was technically a ghost, wasn't he? Because when the film was finishing, they killed him in that building. Like Sixth Sense, another one who had the twist that the Bruce Willis character was a ghost. Who else? What else? What else? What else? Fifth Element with Bruce Willis. Gary Oldman. With, good shout. Good shout. Fifth Element. Uh, what else? What else? There's the new Dracula films. It wasn't my cup of tea. Didn't really like it. The new Resident Evil, good series of films. The end one was Anyway, people, pick up the coasters. I would say Swedish ain't Arrivederci, sayonara. Speak to you soon. Bye now.